Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help, and welcome to my ultimate 1 to 99 fishing guide for Ironman accounts. Regular accounts can use this as well, but this is just what I personally did to get from 1 to 99 fishing on my account. Now, fishing is a skill where you basically fish food and then you can cook the food in order to use it in combat. There's tons of different ways to train your fishing, so I'm going to show you some really fast methods, some AFK methods, and some other alternative methods that you can use to get yourself from 1 to 99. Okay, so we're going to start it off with the quests for fishing. The one that I really recommend you do is the Sea Slug quest. This will get you all the way from level 1 to 24 fishing right off the bat. It's only about a 10-minute quest, so I highly recommend you do this. Here are some other quests that will grant you some fishing experience. So the Recipe for Disaster, the Pirate Pete subquest will give you 1,000 fishing experience. The Fishing Contest will give you 2,437 fishing XP. The Heroes Quest, 2,725. The Fremenic Trials will give you 2,812. The TI One-Eye Trio quest will give you 5,000. Rum Deal will give you 7,000. Land of the Goblins will give you 8,000. And Swang Song will give you 50,000 fishing experience. Okay, now for some helpful fishing upgrades. You can get yourself the Angler outfit from doing the Fishing Trawler minigame. This outfit will provide a 2.5% experience boost when wearing the full set, so I highly recommend you get this. Other than that, we have the tackle box. Now what the tackle box is it's pretty much like a storage for fishing supplies. You can store a ton of nice fishing supplies in here, all the way from rods, nets, all your bait and stuff you can store in here as well. It is a reward from the Tempoross minigame, and it just saves a nice amount of bank space and keeps it all nice and organized in one spot. Now the next one would be the fish barrel. This is another reward from Tempoross Boss, and it will allow you to store 28 raw fish. Very good for your AFK fishing journeys or making money with fishing. Okay, so we're going to start it off with the very fast methods from 1 to 99. Pretty much the very first thing you want to do is do the Sea Slug quest. That'll get you all the way from level 1 to 24, and then you can start fly fishing over here. Okay, now in Barbarian Village, you can start fishing the salmon and the trout. The best way to get here is go from Edgeville and then just walk down to Barbarian Village, or you could come from Varrock and head over to Barbarian Village this way. Now, you can catch trout at level 20 fishing and salmon at level 30 fishing, and this is going to be a really cool spot for you to actually train your fishing, being an Ironman account, because all you're going to need is a fly fishing rod and some feathers, which you can easily buy from any fishing shop in the game. And you'll have a chance to catch trout at level 20 and salmon at level 30. Now, once you get past level 30, you can fish both of them here. The great thing about this location is it's super AFK and chill, and you can also get a ton of cooking experience here because there is an ever lit fire here that will always be burned so that you can always cook your food on it. So once you get a whole inventory of your trout or your salmon, you can come up to the fire here and cook it. This can be really good for Ironman accounts to get that level 70 cooking requirement for the Recipe for Disaster quest, and then you can just simply drop the raw food, or if you want to save it later for combat, you can just run up to Edgeville and bank it here as well. This is a great spot, and I definitely wish that they had this option available when I was going for my 99 cooking or 99 fishing, because I would have got a ton of free cooking experience at the exact same time. And it's also super chill. If you don't want to cook them, you could simply just drop all of the raw food as well if you want to just get a bit faster experience, but you're going to want to do this all the way until up to level 48 fishing. Then you get access to Barbarian fishing. Now, once you get level 48 fishing, you have access to the Barbarian fishing, which can be done in the Barbarian Outpost. Great way to get here is by using a games necklace or the minigame teleport to Barbarian Assault. You have to pretty much run up this mountain here, and then you can fish the leaping trout. at level 48 fishing, the leaping salmon at level 58 fishing, and then you can also fish the leaping sturgeon at level 70 fishing. Now for this, what you're going to need is the barbarian fishing rod. In order to get this, you're going to have to talk to this guy right here in this little shack up here named Otto. Talk to him, talk about fishing, and then you have to search his bed and you'll get the barbarian fishing rod. And you can also store this in the tackle box if you have as well. Now this is a really good spot to train fishing. Super AFK, super chill, and you also get strength and agility XP. For those players who do not like training agility, this can actually help a ton. I know a ton of people just get 99 fishing right off the bat to skip a ton of agility levels. It's also a good way to train up your strength because once you get an abyssal whip, for example, you won't be training strength as much. So this can be a really good way to train your strength and agility, as well as getting you a good amount of fishing experience. Now you can do this all the way up until level 99. It will take a long time, but it will be super AFK. Honestly, really enjoyable to do as well. There's also like 2 ticking methods that you can do with fishing here, but I would personally rather just AFK and enjoy the amount of AFKness that you can get from this skill. This should be pretty much one of the fastest ways to get yourself from 48 to 99 all the way here at the pond. Once you get a full inventory, you just simply drop all of the food and head back into fishing. So it's super AFK. You just fish a whole inventory, drop it all, and back, rinse and repeat all the way to 99. Now for a more enjoyable method, you can start doing the Tempoross boss at level 35 fishing. All you have to do is walk up to this guy right here and click the ferry, and he'll bring you out towards the Tempoross mini game. Now this mini game I wouldn't say it's hard, but I'll try and explain it the best I can. So what you're going to want to do is hop to a Tempoross world. Make sure you have your angler's outfit if you have it, and a harpoon. Everything else you can actually just grab within the mini game. So what you want to do is climb up this boat here and then wait for a game to start. It will say the next departure is in 10 seconds. Okay, so when the game actually first starts out, you can take your buckets here. I recommend grabbing a couple of buckets, honestly, and then fill those buckets up with water. Easy as that. Grab yourself a rope and also a hammer. You could also grab a regular harpoon here if you do not already have one. Now the main gist of this game is you want to fish the fish and then cook them and then fire them out at the boss. So you're going to get fishing experience and cooking experience while doing this mini game. There's a couple things you need to look out for. There's the storm clouds that can come in. But that's pretty much about it. It's a very simple mini game, and every now and then you're going to have to tether the pole, or else you'll, lose a bunch of your fish and whatever it can be. So pretty much once you get a decent amount of fish, you want to cook them at the shrine, run up to the top and shoot them out of the cannon for bulk amounts of experience. Okay, right here you need to tether the pole, and you obviously need a rope in order to do this. So once this is done, you will complete that phase, and that's pretty much about it. Once you have a decent amount of fish, you can start cooking them at the shrine, and keep in mind out to watch for everything to make sure that you don't take any unnecessary damage, lose any fish, and also make sure to tether the pole whenever needed. Once your fish is all cooked up, you can come up to the top here, load them into the cannon, and as you can see, you can start firing at the boss, and you'll gain a ton of fishing XP during this. It's actually very satisfying, honestly. One of my favorite activities as a skilling boss is Tempoross. Now, I have a more in-depth Tempoross guide on my channel. I will leave a link in the description, and feel free to check that out. Okay, so when the boss's energy is getting very low, it's actually time to start harpooning the boss himself. So you want to run up to the docks here, and tons of other players will go here as well. And pretty much what you want to do is just start harpooning the boss here, and this will actually take his full life down this essence bar here. Usually you have to run through a couple rotations of this, but you'll also gain a ton of fishing experience for doing this as well, and your points as well. You need to make sure you hit 2,000 points to actually claim a reward here, so it's pretty easy to do. You can almost do it every single time without messing this up. It should be pretty easy to do, but can be some very enjoyable fishing XP. And then simply just rinse and repeat, get the energy all the way back down by firing the fish out of the cannon, and then you should be good with your KC and the boss will be taken out. Now, where the buckets of water come in handy in this minigame is when these clouds let out fire. You can just use a bucket of water on it to clear it, and then you can walk the path simply as needed. So keep an eye out for them. I usually like to do 3 or 4 buckets of water while I'm doing this minigame just to help out the team. And as you can see now, the boss is at 0% again. We can start fishing him, and this is where you're going to get your KC and the reward permits for doing this minigame. Easy amount of fishing XP, and honestly super fun as well. So as you can see, we had 4,000 points there, so we gained 4 of the reward permits. Now to leave the minigame, all you have to do is come up to this guy right here and click leave, and you can simply start another game or wait and stack up your points. This is a really cool activity where you can actually stack up your points to be worth a lot. Now to actually claim out your rewards, get yourself a small fishing net and come up to the reward pool here, and you'll simply start fishing out your rewards. So as you can see, I got some feathers there, some raw sharks, some spirit flakes, and we also got some raw sea turtles, but not too bad for just one simple game. Okay, moving on to the AFK options for fishing. With 62 fishing and the completion of the Swan Song quest, you can fish Monkfish. Now, Monkfish will be located here. The best way to get to Piscarillius is by using the AKQ teleport and walking through here. Or if you have the Western banner, you can actually just teleport right into here. There's a nice close bank to actually bank the Monkfish as well right here. Now, I fished a ton of Monkfish back in the day. They're a very, very AFK thing to do if you maybe have some homework or you just want to AFK the game. You can just simply sit here and AFK your Monkfish. Now, this is a great option to AFK. It does take a very long time, especially if you have the fish barrel. This can be some really good AFK options to even get your cooking level up being an Ironman account. As you can see, it's super slow to catch the Monkfish. When you do get yourself a full inventory, all you have to do is walk up to here and then obviously just bank them and rinse and repeat. Okay, now for my absolute favorite method of AFKing is Karambwans. You're going to need to complete the quest, the TI1I Trio quest, and then use the ferrying code CKR, and this will get you south of the TI1I village. Now here you're going to be fishing the bait in order to fish Karambwans, which is these raw Karambwanjis. Now these you can fish very fast, and you will fish the bait 20 at a time. So you can just sit here for a long time, catch as many of the raw Karambwanjis as you possibly want. I think I spent an hour or 2 here, got myself 100,000 of them, and I've already used 50,000 of them because I like this method so much. But it's very AFK to sit here and catch the bait for Karambwans. Okay, once you have enough bait, make sure you take your fish barrel, the Karambwan vessel, all the raw Karambwanjis that you fished, and then use the ferry ring code DKP, and this will take you to where you fish the Karambwans. This is literally my favorite method of fishing in the entire game. The fishing spot never moves here, and with the fish barrel, it is super AFK. You will fish these Karambwans. They are not the best fishing XP in the world, but they are very good for cooking experience if you want to train this way. They're also a very good food that you can use for your Slayer tasks or even bossing later on in the game. So this is a really good method, super AFK, especially if you have the fish barrel. You'll store all of the fish in the fish barrel, and then you can bank a lot less as well. And all you have to do is come here and then rinse and repeat with banking. I have a Karambwan guide on my channel as well, which I will link in the description. This is one of my favorite methods of fishing in the game. Super AFK, the spot never moves. You can AFK for 3 to 4 minutes at a time and then just bank. Very decent fishing XP, about 20 to 25,000 fishing XP per hour, and you will bank a ton of great food. Okay, now the last method for AFK fishing is going to be minnows. Now, minnows aren't the most AFK thing in the world, but they can be sort of AFK. Pretty much what you're going to want is to get yourself the full angler outfit. With 82 fishing, you can start catching the minnows. In the fishing guild right here, go ahead and travel with Kylie right here, and we'll just go ahead, talk to her, and travel with the rowboat, and you'll end up where you fish all of the minnows. Now, you're going to need a small fishing net, and all you need to do is just pretty much sit here AFK and catch the minnows. Now, they stack, obviously, so you can get a ton at a time. The only thing to keep an eye out for here is every now and then a fish will come up and try and steal all of your minnows, and if you're not paying full attention, he can take a lot of your minnows, but there's really not too much to lose here. I'll try and make him spawn, but I don't want him to, or I want him to spawn, so he's not going to spawn right here, but all you have to do is sit here and fish the minnows. I also have a 1-hour video of me fishing the minnows on my channel, so if you guys want to, feel free to check that out. I will leave a link in the description for that video as well. But it's very simple here. You just pretty much, if you have the fishing plugin on, you can see where all of the spots and when they're going to end. So it's not the most AFK thing in the world, but it is fairly decent experience. And it's very good for Ironman because once you fished as many minnows as you want, you can trade them in, and every 40 minnows you will get yourself a raw shark. So just in that short amount of time there, I was able to gather 9 raw sharks, which is so good for late game PVM and Slayer content. This could be a really good option for people to AFK their fishing. Okay, so now this is an alternative method called aerial fishing. You're going to want to use the fairing code DJR, and then you will get to the Zaya Island. Walk a little bit south down to the docks right here, and then you're going to want to board the boat and head to Mulch Island. So we're just going to head over right here to the docks. As you can see, it's just right up here. Make sure to bring a knife as well. Now, pretty much what this method is it's called aerial fishing, and there's 4 different things you can catch. So once we board the boat, click Mulch Island. Now at level 43 fishing and 35 hunter, you can start this method with the blue gills. 56 fishing and 51 hunter, you can start catching the common tench. 73 fishing, 68 hunter, you can start catching the malted eel. And then 91 fishing and 87 hunter, you can catch the final thing here called the greater siren. So you want to just click get bird right here on this guy, and you have to say, can I have a go with your bird? And then also pick up a couple of these king worms as well. And then all you have to do is just click the spots right here, and the bird will go out, and that's it. You gain fishing and hunter experience, right? So it kind of seems like it's pretty decent, right? If you think about it at the start of it, but very, very click intensive and does take a long time to get used to. So it can definitely be not for everyone here, but it is an alternative method that you could use to train some fishing and hunting at the exact same time. Okay, so when you actually capture these fish, you can use the knife on them to make fish chunks, and this can also be nice bait in order to keep continuously doing this method over time. So you can kind of just stay here for as long as you want once you get enough of the fish in the inventory here. Now this can be a really I wouldn't say fun, but it can be a completely different method of training fishing, and the good thing about it is you actually get some nice hunter experience at the same time. So say you were to do 99 fishing here, you would also get 99 hunter, probably quite past 99 hunter as well. But the only annoying part about it is you have to keep just using the knife on this to get the bait back for the fishing chunks. But I've spent a few hours here in the past. Now there's a couple rewards you can get from here, so there's a very rare chance you'll get this thing called a mulch pearl, and it's pretty much the currency for this mini game. It's pretty rare to get them. I think I spent an hour here and got like 6 or 7 of them, and there's a bunch of rewards you can buy with the mulch pearls. So if you go up to this guy and trade him, you can actually buy the angler outfit here. I wouldn't recommend this. I would just recommend that you do the mini game, the fishing trawler for it. But you can also buy some equipable rods to save that. Or there's also this thing called the fish sack, which costs 1,000 mulch pearls. You can actually combine your fish barrel with it so that you can equip the fish barrel, so you can save an inventory spot. So it's something that maybe some collection log players might want to go for with this method. I actually myself kind of really enjoy this method, and I think it's very underlooked. I think we need more content like this where you get a nicer reward for maybe a more click intensive method and stuff like that. I just like the fact that it's training 2 skills at once, and it kind of makes sense, right? Fishing and hunting. Definitely an underlooked method, and I think you guys should all give this one a chance. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I hope this will help you get from level 1 to 99 fishing. Fishing is a really cool skill, and it will help you a lot later in the future for PVM content. You need that food, right, in order to do bossing and Slayer. My favorite methods of fishing by far would have to be Tempoross, the boss. Super fun, super engaging content with some great rewards. As well as my favorite AFK option would definitely be fishing Karambwans, especially with the fish barrel. Just makes it super AFK. It is definitely my go-to AFK thing to do on this game. And yeah, fishing is a great skill. You guys should definitely train it all the way up to 99. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today. If you want to head and watch the whole video, comment fishing down in the comments below. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.